If you want your videos to actually work on YouTube, you should make them in the right order. Most creators put one decision dead last when it should be first. Every video they make pays for it. Every single one of my videos that hit had the same thing in common. The packaging was planned first. So we'll cover 4 things: the diagnosis most creators don't make, the corrected workflow, how to do step 1 in just 5 minutes, and why this changes the video before you write a word. Let me start with the diagnosis. Every video is a promise and a payoff. The packaging makes the promise, the video pays it off. Most creators are building the video first and then trying to package it second. That's the entire problem. Without a promise locked in, the video gets built around what you find interesting, not what your viewer was promised. Then you sit down to package the thing you already made. You try to wrap a thumbnail and title around the content that wasn't built around a promise. That wrapping is forced. The viewer feels it on the click. They might not be able to name it, but they leave faster, or they don't click in the first place. Without a promise upstream, the thumbnail couldn't make a clean claim either. I call this the Promise-Payoff Mismatch. The promise and the payoff don't line up. The payoff was built before the promise existed. So before you do anything else on your next video, write down your promise, the exact thumbnail, the exact title. If you can't write them, the idea isn't ready. The video can't pay off a promise that doesn't exist yet. The video isn't decided when you film it, it's decided when you set the promise that it has to pay off. So if the order is wrong, what's the right order? Let me show you. The right order is what I call the reverse build. 7 steps with the thumbnail at step 1, and then everything else lining up behind it. You start with the thumbnail and title because that's the promise. Next comes the hook, built to confirm the click, and then the outline that delivers what was promised before you go write or plan, film, edit, and upload. That's the entire system. The order is the whole thing. When the thumbnail goes first, every decision after it has a target. Each step downstream inherits the job from the one before. The hook confirms the click that the thumbnail earned. The outline delivers what was promised in the title. The edit keeps the promise on screen. Once the thumbnail locks, none of those steps are up for grabs. They're all answers to the question the thumbnail asks. You stop guessing and you start delivering. Most creators put the thumbnail last. They start with an idea, write or outline, film, edit, and only then do they sit down to make the thumbnail. That's 6 steps of decisions made before the promise even exists. Step 1 starts with research, and the fastest way I've found is 1 of 10's thumbnail search, where I can look at what's already winning in my space. I type my topic, I scroll the outliers that come up, find one that I like, and then I can click on it to see one similar to it. I can also save them in a folder. Now I have a stack of proven promise patterns that I can bend my own way. That's step 1, starting on a foundation, not a blank canvas. But there's one objection that I hear every single week. But that doesn't work for my content. I can't make my thumbnail first. Comes from every kind of creator: cooking, real estate, vlogs, tutorials, live streams, personal finance. But every one of those is a video, and every video has a promise. If you can name what someone gets out of watching, you can package it first. The mechanic is universal because the click is universal. There's no niche this doesn't apply to. So if we go back to step 1, it has one job: removing all doubt about whether the concept works. If there is a shadow of a doubt before you start, the rest of the video inherits it. The script gets soft, the hook hedges, the edit drags. Locking the promise means making something clear enough that none of those things wobble downstream. Let me show you how I do it in 5 minutes flat. The fastest way is text to thumbnail. Or if you're feeling artistic, you can use the new sketch feature. But I just like to describe what I want. For this video, I described the whiteboard scene that I had in my head. And as a reminder, this was the thumbnail for this video. 60 seconds later, it spits back 4 mockups. Different takes on the same idea, and you can see exactly where mine came from. This way I can see which one reads the cleanest and which one would stop me on a scroll. Sometimes the first batch wins. Sometimes I generate other sets from a different angle. Either way, I'm picking from variations and not staring at a blank canvas. Once I got a generation that I like, I can edit it with AI. Just ask it to change any element that I'd like. Lighting, expression, title position, even move the green check from one side to the other just to see how it looks. I almost never ship the unedited version though. This is very rarely good enough to be used outright. But what comes out is definitely good enough to lock the promise, and that's all step 1 needs. I did this for this video. Here's the mockups that 1 of 10 spit out, and the version that I refined with AI, and then the final thumbnail that you clicked on. From doubt to a locked-in promise in about 5 minutes. I'm using 1 of 10 because it shows this process well, and also they're sponsoring this video. But you can make mockups with anything: Photoshop, Canva, pen and paper, whatever lets you see that the promise is real and works before you make the video. If you want to play with 1 of 10, there's a link in the description. The first 100 people get the first month for $1. It supports me, and then it lets you try this on your next video. The job of step 1 is to give the rest of the video a target. That's all it has to do. There's one more thing that locking the thumbnail does that most creators don't see coming. It changes the video before you make a single decision. I call this the script effect. Locking the promise first changes every sentence that comes after it. Without a promise locked in, the video wanders. You include things because they're interesting, and you hope that it adds up. With the promise locked in, every block has a job now. Either it pays off the thumbnail or it gets cut. Watch what happens in front of you right now. The thumbnail for this video was locked before I wrote a single word of the script. The whiteboard scene with the workflow columns, a red X on one side, a green check on the other, that was the promise. Once it was locked, the script started writing itself against it. For instance, here's what didn't make it in. A deep dive on what makes a thumbnail look professional. That's a different promise, and I made that video months ago. And here's what I didn't know would make it in until I was writing. The objection handler, where I challenge your limiting beliefs that you can actually make your thumbnail first. The promise was that this is a rule for every creator. The video had to back that up. Also, the 7-step reverse build. The thumbnail promised a workflow with thumbnail at step 1. The script had to deliver an actual list in order, not just the idea of a system. Even the structure of these 4 concepts came from the thumbnail. The order, the focus, what each one had to deliver, all of it lined up behind that promise. This video you're watching is shorter, sharper, and more on target than it would have been without the thumbnail locked first. That's the script effect. Now you can use this same lens on other people's videos. Find creators already paying off promises close to yours and study how they pull it off. I actually just built a tool for that. It is a free Chrome plugin that I called Boundless Insight. Here's how it works. You're on YouTube, you find a video paying off a promise close to yours, you hit generate in the panel on the right side, and then it writes faster than you can read. And in under a couple of minutes, you have the best breakdown of a video you can imagine. It tells you why the video worked, the thumbnail choices, the hook structure, how the payoff gets paced. Then it pulls the comments and shows you what the audience actually felt, the exact phrases people used. And then it tells you what made the idea stick, the angle, the tension, the specific promise that made people click on the video in the first place. I built this because I was sick of spending hours on research every single week. I was doing this manually, and it was really tedious. And most of the time, I forgot to do it at all. This is not polished. There's no support team. It's not an official product. So sorry if it's not perfectly reliable, but I think you'll be surprised. Run any video through it. You'll see how it pays off its promise. Run a few, and the patterns start to repeat. The Chrome Web Store finally finished its review, and you can grab it right now. There's a link in the description. And like I said, it's completely free. Just head to my website, enter your email, and I'll send it to your inbox right away. Every video you study with it makes the next one less of a guess. So here's what to do this week. On your next video, lock the title and thumbnail before you do anything else. That's step 1. And then here's some other things to take with you. The order that most creators are using is wrong. The reverse build flips it. Step 1 isn't actually finishing the thumbnail, it's removing doubt that it'll work. And locking the promise first changes the whole video before you write a word. Lock the promise first. Everything else is downstream. Now you know how to set the promise. The next thing to know is how to actually write the video that pays it off. I made a full masterclass on scripting. Go watch that one next.